I want to show you how to make my favorite drink that I've ever created. It's called the ROQUETTE, and it's basically a wild arugula gimlet with gin. Okay? So, very, very simple. We're going to start with lime juice and agave, which we do for a lot of the cocktails. So we've got 3/4 of an ounce of the agave syrup and 3/4 ounce of fresh lime juice. And then we're going to put approximately a cup of wild arugula. Baby arugula is the same as wild arugula. You really want to try to get this style of arugula because it's a lot more peppery and spicier, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that spiciness, that bitterness, that pepperiness, because it gets really, really balanced when it's in the cocktail with the gin, with the lime, and with the agave. You can get this at any farmer's market, Whole Foods, and I just do a big heaping handful. Usually comes out to about a cup. And if I let it drop into the tin, that's about how high it should come up. So it's just, it fills about 3/4 of the way. And then we muddle it. So I love using this muddler. This is an OXO muddler, but anything that has really good teeth on it, something that's metal that it won't absorb flavors or bacteria. And then I just love to press down and turn at the same time. This is a really, really simple cocktail. This is one of the only cocktails of mine that I probably haven't altered in 11 years. There's so much flavor that's just from the arugula that I never really had to do anything, to alter it. So you'll get that down. And then we're going to put 2 ounces of a gin. You can use any kind of gin. This is a London style gin. There are different styles of gin. One of my personal preferences is a style called a distilled gin, which means you can add things to it after distillation. So London Dry is more of that pine needle-y gin, the gin that we're used to having gin and tonics with, that we got sick with, that we never thought we'd touch gin again. But there really has been an amazing explosion of distilled gins in the last 5 to 10 years. Hendrick's really being the perfect example of one. Hendrick's allows you, I think they add cucumber and rose to it after distillation. There's an amazing gin in Colorado called Caprock that adds apple and lavender after. It's incredible. So those gins marry very well with what I do. The herbs in it and the flavors, those citrusy things just really marry very well with what I do. So we're going to take this, we're going to put ice in it, of course, give it a good shake. And we're going to take a double old-fashioned glass with a nice big cube on that. Give it a shake. Pour that over the top. And right there you can see, just from the color, you can tell that I made it properly. And that really, you really want, not too dark, but a really nice, rich color of green right there. And this is a perfect drink to have before dinner, to have with steaks with dinner, or things that are cheesy or fatty, things like that. And then I'm going to put one of my favorite garnishes that I get from a local farm here. These are called borage flowers. And it's one of my favorite edible flowers. This drink is called the ROQUETTE. In Europe and Australia, they call arugula rocket, and the French name for that is ROQUETTE. So R-O-Q-U-E-T-T-E. You basically have it. It's a gin mojito with arugula. Cheers.